Welcome to Norfolk Perspective City Slice. I'm Bob Batcher. Well, I've got Brian Pennington, who is the city's Director of Intergovernment Relations, sitting on the sofa. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, it's kind of strange because normally we're right down the hall from each other.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about things that I kind of know about, but I have a feeling the viewer doesn't, because I don't know if you know it or not. You have a television persona now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, those informal council sessions during the session when you're big on the screen are aired on 48. And that's where you're sharing what's going on. But why you, and how did we get there?
Right.
I mean, yeah, how's all that work?
Well, what you're specifically talking about is during the General Assembly session, I'm actually living up in Richmond, working full-time in the trenches, if you will, advancing Norfolk's legislative priorities and our initiatives that we feel we should be paying specific attention to. So in Virginia's case, most of your larger cities with populations over 100,000 or above do have their own designated Director of Intergovernmental Relations. We call them legislative liaisons up at the General Assembly, and we are the point person of contact interfacing with the state legislators and the state agencies, and sometimes advocating for specific policy changes that are more favorable, providing education to what the likely impacts will be for the legislative changes that are being proposed. But we're also trying to drive the agenda in some ways. Most, I would say, upwards of 35% of Norfolk's budget actually comes from state funding. So we are very interested in those types of legislative movements with funding formulas and distribution formulas that have a impact upon the city and our operations.
So where we're kind of all embroiled now with the politics of presidential elections, we're not really talking about politics. It's advancing an agenda in a political environment, though, right?
We are talking about in this effort of trying to better articulate what the city of Norfolk's legislative priorities and focus should be for the 2013 session of the General Assembly, but also we're trying to provide policy guidance to Norfolk's congressional delegation members to tell them what issues are those that are most important to our community on behalf of the citizens of Norfolk, to hopefully get either some type of legislative funding or some type of initiative started to address the particular issue.
Okay, let's kind of roll it back then.
Sure.
How do you start? I mean, talk about going from an opinion stage to a legislative package, right?
Right. Well, it's actually a pretty involved process, and Norfolk has set up its legislative process such that it's a cumulative one. You will see some of the similar themes that were covered in last year's legislative priority package that have been carried over for the 2013 year, not only for General Assembly guidance, but also the federal government. And what we're doing all year long is collecting a lot of information from a lot of resources. All of our city's departments have directors that are plugged into their various associations who also have tracking capabilities to figure out what type of legislation might be on the horizon. And we are trying to really distill it down into those things that, based upon order of magnitude, things that we feel we should be addressing in a meaningful way, with the hope that that our communication and our advocacy will hopefully change the decision variables that members up in the General Assembly have to consider when they are going to look at legislation that would likely have an impact upon our operations as a city in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Now, you work with a network of intergovernment guys.
Correct.
So let's kind of roll back to last year. I know where there was the table talk about flooding.
Right.
Clearly, that's a Norfolk issue, Hampton Roads issue.
Right.
How do you get the guy that's been elected from the hills of Blacksburg to care about flooding?
Right.
Because, I mean, that's kind of what you're doing up there, isn't it? Just making it so it's not just a regional...
We had some great success thanks to a lot of partnership and collaboration with our General Assembly delegation to advance essentially a state of Virginia, Commonwealth of Virginia commission study on recurrent flooding. And we specifically, in Norfolk's case, are interested in sea level rise, tidal flooding, how that relates to the fact that we in Norfolk are experiencing some of the fastest ground subsidence in the United States. We're only second to New Orleans as far as how much our land is actually sinking in the water, while at the same time not getting into the causality of the equation, but really the phenomena is, in the past 100 years, we've experienced over a foot of sea level rise. And so the compounding effects is creating a situation such that these storms are moving in, and since there's more water available, it charges into the forces such that it's creating a order of magnitude much higher than what it used to be. So these intensities on storms like nor'easters are having much more of a dramatic impact on communities like Norfolk and any shoreline communities for that matter. And so we're trying to have an honest dialogue through a study to really examine at what is the phenomena that we're experiencing in Virginia and the Eastern Seaboard for that matter, and what are the types of things that could be done for us to work in partnership to really get at some meaningful solutions. So last year
got me
was a big one.
impressed.
Last was a big initiative that we were successful with. And yes, we do partner with other localities, especially those that have a direct interest. Most of your Chesapeake Bay communities are directly interested in the issues of recurrent flooding. So hopefully that will lead to some meaningful discussion in this session for advancing the specific recommendations that have been identified by the Virginia Institute of Marine Science.
Now, that's one that came right out here, but there's also legislative action that another sister city might be involved in that we'll lend support to. Right?
Correct. On those things that it makes sense that we have a mutual interest. When you say that you support, that's one thing, but it's another thing for the designated chief lobbyist of the different cities to really work in partnership with their respective delegations to maneuver to so that we can build up the votes that were these legislative measures through committee. So it really is not quite as simple as just saying, hey, this is a good idea. In fact, there's approximately on average 3,000 legislative bills that's going through the General Assembly in any one session. And so just imagine, for instance, this year it's only a 45-day schedule. You have an enormous amount of information that you have to get through, and you have a lot of folks that are interested in having these members' ear on their different legislative needs, and we're one of them as well. So together we're better, and we try to partner with the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission, as well as up on the Eastern Shore to the extent that we possibly can, because it only helps us advance our ultimate goals and objectives.
Well, after that explanation, consider this question rhetorical. Why are we starting so early working the package up?
Well,
I think I know why.
Yeah. Well, council has communicated a very specific interest for the administration to do more specific things to actively engage community and citizen input. And so we are out about a month or so in advance of when we normally are. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, we just published the city's draft 2013 legislative priorities package, specifically trying to get the public to give us some input. And the interesting thing about this year that we're doing is that we're actually holding what we're calling as a community conversation. And this community conversation does pertain to the city's draft legislative package. We are actually trying to obtain input that's meaningful and relevant to provide to council, because this is just a draft. So we've circulated something that's approved by council for reaction, but ultimately the final decision by council will be made November 13th is the planned date, where by resolution our city council will be affirming what it is their legislative priorities are for the coming 2013 General Assembly session, as well as the next coming federal congressional cycle. So when you go to the package, you actually see a clear delineation between our legislative requests, our legislative priorities, our statements of legislative opposition, or statements of support.
And we'd love to hear from the viewer after they look at those on October 29th at the 3rd Precinct. We're going to have the community conversation, and you can find out more about it by going online.
Correct.
Brian, thanks for kind of making it sound it's not as cynical or big as I thought.
Well,
we can actually make it happen.
We can make a difference, actually, and that the priority document actually provides the blueprint, if you will, as far as what the city will be looking at and what the city has prioritized as its legislative issues moving for 2013. So we are definitely interested to hear from citizens and what they think should be our priorities for next year.
So check it out on the website and show up on October 29th. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.